Good morning, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the daily video forecast discussion for a very difficult day in history to commemorate the losses of so many on this day back in 9/11 of 2001. And on your way out the door this morning, we've got temperatures in the mid to the upper 60s across the region. Temperatures are falling back into the upper 50s across the Poconos as skies are clearing rapidly from west to east. This morning, all the heavy rain that produced a lot of the flooding and the damage reports here across the region yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, and yesterday evening is now well offshore and will be removed from our forecast region for the rest of today. Large-scale view of the water vapor channel this morning shows our storm system along the frontal boundary yesterday now moving and exiting off the coast, drying and sinking air with weak high pressure building in across the forecast region for the rest of today. But notice the front is stalled out to our south. There is a disturbance here diving through the northern Great Lakes region, and there will be another disturbance here across the southwest which will blend into this front over the next 24 hours and form another disturbance that will then head to the north and east with more rain expected around the region on Saturday and Saturday afternoon. In the tropics this morning, we have Tropical Storm Henry, advisory number 10 at 5 a.m. Henry is accelerating northward over the northern Atlantic. As of 5 a.m., it's about 815 miles south-southwest of Cape Race, Newfoundland. Maximum sustained winds are 40 miles an hour. Present movement is to the north at 16 miles per hour, and the central pressure is 29.77 inches. The forecast is for it to move away from the United States. On the aviational weather deck for today, we have MVFR and IFR conditions persisting through the terminals this morning, where moisture remains across the region, the backside of a deepening or departing low pressure system. The low clouds are already beginning to break up after sunrise, and expect VFR conditions to return through the morning hours and to the afternoon hours the remainder of the day through tonight. Winds will generally be from the north-northwest at about 10 miles an hour through the day. Winds will become light and variable for many areas overnight, and there is where the wind direction will switch around more to the west and southwest overnight. Saturday VFR conditions expected on the onset of the weekend. Conditions will deteriorate through the afternoon and evening as showers and thunderstorms develop with MVFR and IFR conditions. Sunday, MVFR and IFR conditions possible early in showers as the low pressure exits the region, and then improving conditions expected for the terminals by later Sunday morning and early afternoon. So it's not a washout for the entire weekend. Sunday night through Tuesday, surf zone forecast for the New Jersey and Delaware beaches, as well as the New York beaches. For the New York beaches and Long Island for today, we're basically expecting a low risk of rip currents. There's no lifeguards present, so do be careful out there. Lightning risk none. Surf height 2 to 3 feet. Ultraviolet index is moderate. Water temperature still in the mid-70s. Mostly cloudy early until 2 p.m., then mostly sunny. Max temperatures upper 70s. North winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. For New Jersey and Delaware beaches, we're basically expecting mostly cloudy skies early, then isolated showers, and then clearing. High temperatures in the upper 70s, beach winds north at around 10, surf 3 feet, southeast swell at around 2 feet, water temperature 73, UVI index is moderate, low risk of rip currents, no threat of lightning for today. And of course, all the local storm reports from yesterday can be found at our website, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. This is a busy looking graphic here. This is the graphical storm totals here from radar displays across the region, basically showing anywhere from 2 to 5 inches of rain has fallen throughout the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. Today's and through the weekend's ultraviolet radiational index will be on the medium side. And with the much needed rain that we had across the region yesterday, we have low pollen counts today. They'll be on the low side generally Saturday and Sunday, creeping back up again on Monday and Tuesday. It will be ragweed, grasses, and chenopod's. Weather predictions, forecast charts in motion. Here's the analysis this morning with our wave of low pressure moving off the coast here. A brief area of high pressure building in along with drier conditions spreading into the forecast region during today, which is good news. Here comes the next front across the Ohio, Tennessee, and Mississippi River valleys across the region later this afternoon and tonight. and a wave of low pressure will be developing along it. Moisture will continue to funnel in from the south and southwest in our soupy tropical air mass. The front will become nearly stalled out or nearly stationary as the wave of low pressure develops over the Carolinas on Saturday morning and spreads its shield of rain into the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. Some pockets of moderate to heavy rain. We'll show you that on the modeling data. And as we get into Sunday afternoon, things begin to dry out. High pressure takes control for the forecast region for the mid to early part right through most of the rest of the week. So next week is looking quite nice and pleasurable around the forecast region with near seasonable temperatures. The latest diagnostic temperature forecast, 6 to 10 days, calls for above normal temperatures returning from September 16th through the 20th, and with that, below normal precipitation once again September 16th through the 20th. The 8 to 14 day outlooks made yesterday for September 18th through the 24th continues with above normal temperatures across the eastern United States and below normal precipitation. Latest NAM guidance for Saturday night into early Sunday. There still is another threat for a significant amount of precipitation, maybe a half of an inch up to an inch in spots with locally higher amounts possible. As a result, there is a possibility of more minor and urban poor drainage flooding and basement flooding if current trends hold. But right now, some of the other modeling is suggesting that this scoots out of here very quickly on Sunday morning. But still, we're going to look for moderate pockets of precipitation and embedded thunderstorms to cause more problems around the forecast region later Saturday into Saturday night. GFS maps into motion. The rain exits for today. Here comes the next cold front and the low pressure developing along the front during the day on Saturday. Clouds will increase and so will the flow from southwest. It will be parallel to the front. As the front nears the area, it's going to slow up and there'll be orographic lifting of the showers and thunderstorms across the region, and some of these pockets of moderate to heavy rain will be around the region during Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening into early Sunday morning before the low exits to the north and east. And most regions should begin to dry out appreciably during the day on Sunday, and the forecast for the rest of the week looks pleasant with high pressure in control right through the mid and late part of next week. 500 millibar height forecast for the next several days. As the area of low pressure moves along the front during Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, the upper trough will swing to the north and east, taking it out to sea. More high pressure and milder air begins to build in across, with heights rising across the forecast region for the early and mid part of next week. And then the high pressure begins to shift back to the south and west. We get into a little bit more zonal flow, but notice the polar jet stream here becomes more active with waves of low pressure undulating in the polar flow here. And this model is suggesting out to 384 hours here, I believe, that by the time we get into the next 10 days, high pressure and warmer air will be sliding off the coast, and more troughiness and more cooler air will be developing in the polar flow as we get into the end of the forecast period. This would be around the end of September, around September 27th. And if this holds true, there's definitely some frozen precipitation in this, with heights this low here across southeastern Canada. That means a cold pool is going to be moving into the northeastern United States, at least temporarily. And according to the GFS 2-meter temperature anomalies here, by the time we exit September, around September 27th or so, it's a large spread of much cooler than normal anomalies all the way from Canada into the southern plains, the central plains rather, all the way into the east coast. But the mean trough axis will be stuck up here in Canada and towards the Great Lakes. So for everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. We'll be back on Monday morning. Have a fantastic weekend, the best you can, and do the best you can with today as well.